All right, what a day, man. Are you impressed? Are you impressed? Because I am. I mean, today was shocking, man. I was up looking at the futures. The futures was tanking. Overseas was tanking. Futures was tanking. And then when overseas turned around, and then our futures turned around, I was like, well, there's your reversal right there in the middle of the night. We should look good. We should look good. Let's look at the real quick and just see what happened today. Dow, I ain't gonna say the numbers, but just look at the charts, right? Just up. I love days like this. These are really powerful rallies. I mean, just up and stayed up, and basically all three indices for the most part closed on their highs. Everything's green. We haven't had a day like this in a long time. I mean, Amazon's down. Today's Prime Day. I don't know what's going on there. Nvidia's down. We talked about Nvidia, right? And you know, I think they also feeling a little pressure from the whole China Bitcoin thing, right? So yeah, Nvidia, but I still think they're a great stock for the upside, And look at AMD, right? AMD, Xilinx, you know, these stocks was rallying into the they was rallying, right? So I think they just, for the most part, just breathers, right? But we're gonna talk about letter X today. I had a request. That's right. So we're going to talk about X, and I'm going to tell you the trades that I am in, and that's CrowdStrike and Nvidia. These are the, you know, I trade the stocks I talk about. So I'm going to show you those trades, and I'm going to talk about X to see if the steel stocks are still hot or are they not. Let's go. All right, letter X. We're just going to draw some trend lines, some basic trend lines. And I didn't even draw these because they was already there, because I drew them in a previous video. And we noticed, for the most part, since the end of the year last year, US Steel's just been trading in the channel, right? Up, down. And it's a sloppy channel. It's not the greatest channel. All my lines could be jacked up. I mean, we could probably remove this line right here and maybe make it look like that. Yeah, that looks good, right? Hitting the top part of that. And there looks, it was me, technical analyst error. All right, so trading up and down in the channel, looking good, but right there, right, you just look at that and it's a obvious break, in trend. It was doing so well for 6 months, and finally it's giving in. So is this the beginning of something? I don't know. The US Steel was up 60 cents today, up 2.64%. So usually on these right here, like, we need a little bit more confirmation. So it broke, it's starting to head back to the upside, and that's typically what they do. So let's go to the daily, right? And it's gonna test the bottom side of this channel, and then if it breaks down from there, then I say this trade is over. It's just done with, at least for now. So what can you do? I think it's actually if you're risky, if you want to get in it, it's still a good time to end up, because the environments are still good for the steel stocks, right? So I just think that maybe it just broke. You know, these things happen, but you know what? I have to draw this for you because I noticed this. This is really the primary trend line. If you notice, I connected here, and I connected there before the break. But this took off on a secondary trend line as well. Right there, and I kind of cheated. I knew this, but I was like, you know, I want to do this. This is the bigger trend. So it broke here. Here we should have known we was in trouble. And once it broke that candle's low, I think it's like, okay, that's it. We're done. But let's see what happens. So let's kind of go ahead and cheat again, and let's remove that line. Right now we're cheating again. This is the last cheat. No more cheats after this. But we're really messed up if this low is broke right here. I'm going to actually use, that low right there. Okay, so if we break that, it's done. It's done. Let's see if this thing could bounce itself right back into support, because this thing is volatile. And this is one of the reasons why I don't trade the steel stocks as much. I like them, you know, I'll get in and out, but they're real volatile, and I kind of stay away from stocks like this. So let's go to Cleveland-Cliffs, its friend, because this one's been super volatile as well. But if you notice, it's in a better trend, right? This trend has not been broken, right? So I like what's going on with Cleveland-Cliffs. I like the channel, and that's what makes me feel that US Steel can actually bounce, just get right back in the channel and start heading back up to the upside, that it was like a fake out to the downside. So there's your Cleveland Cliffs. Looks like this was a great day today, damn near up 3%. So I think this can also be played back to the upside, back to the top side of the channel. And one good thing about Cleveland Cliffs is every time it started on its uptrend, it tagged that upper channel. So why can't it do it right there? Can you give me one more time? Can you give me another one? And another one. So there it is, right? This is 30%. If this can reach the top end of that channel, it's a 30% increase. So I actually like Cleveland Cliffs as the better trade, but for the most part, they trade in tandem. Let's go to the weekly, and then we can look at the monthly. Well, we keep it at the weekly, because what I want to show you is that, look at the volatility there. You got the big up can. I mean, when you had such a powerful green day, and then it just takes it right back. And then it's up, it looks good, and then the red days are just ugly. And you're like, what the F? Up, look at that. Look at this week right here. This was insane. This thing gained 23% in 1 week. And you're like, okay, we're off to the races. This is it, man. This is the trade right here. And then boom, almost takes it all the way back. And if you look the way it was trading in the last couple of years, nothing like what's going on now. So it's very interesting how the volatility just picked up dramatically, and so did the volume. It still tells me that this trade goes to the upside, right? Until it doesn't. So we can see Cliffs trending perfectly. It's the great trade. In U.S. Steel, it's a little bit more sloppy, broke a little bit. So here's the deal. Is Cleveland Cliffs about to give it up and U.S. Steel is the leader? Or is U.S. Steel the laggard and Cleveland Cliffs is the leader, and then basically the laggard's going to catch up to the leader? So that's just something to think about, but I like it. I still like Cleveland Cliffs, even though we got a little break. We have to use caution here. And, I'm sorry, I say Cleveland Cliffs, U.S. Steel. We have to use caution here. Well, let's get out. Let's get out below that low. When this thing breaks 2250, that's the low of that red candle. Let's just say, that's it. That's 2250. That's 80 cents from here. If you adjust your position size, right, and take that 80 cents stop, 80 cents as your risk. All right, so I'm going to show you the trades that I'm in, and I'm going to pull up my Tastyworks account, and you can see I got a lot going on here, y'all. So I'm not going to be able to explain this to like I want to. So you might need to see me on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and get me down here to the downside so I could show you what's going on over here. Wait, right there. Yeah, right there. All right. CrowdStrike, man. I did that trade. I'm doing a diagonal. Look. 2 weeks out, right? 2 weeks out, 2 Fridays from now, and that's this right here. I bought 3 of the 200 calls. These are deep in the money. Deep in the money. 93 delta. I mean, it's almost trading 1 for 1, right? So that kind of gives me, I own the stock basically for the most part. That's my stock purchase. That's my poor man's covered call. This is basically what it is, but we're not going way out into the future. We're doing it right here. 2 weeks out, I went deep in the money and got some CrowdStrike, right? Because it opened down. Remember, I told you about CrowdStrike. I said it's a double top here. And when it opened down huge, like 5% or something, down 10 something points, I was like, maybe this is my entry, even though I kind of felt it can go lower. But once it started turning around the market, I was like, all right, this is it. I'm going to get in. So I did that. And then I sold the 235 this week, the one that expires this Friday. This Friday, I sold that. I sold 2 of those, and I sold one 232.50. Now, the reason why they split like that, because I was kind of legging in a little bit. And when I was legging in, I mean, CrowdStrike was just dropping. So I was like, I wanted to sell the one that was closest to the money, but that was in the money. So at the time when I got off the 232.50, it was almost a little bit in the money. And I was like, oh man, this trade just might not work. But look, the thing closes at 237. So far, so good. So far, so good. Look at the delta. This is the delta of the whole, I won't say the whole trade because I got another trade on down here. But this is the delta I'm getting for CrowdStrike, 0.78. Meaning for every dollar this thing moves, I'm going to move like 78 cents. The great thing about this trade is the theta. Now, I got another trade down here. It's an iron condor. I'll talk about it real quick. But for my CrowdStrike trade, look at that. I'm getting $80 a day. This is the miracle, the beauty of selling options. I'm getting $80 a day. And you know what? This 235, this 232.50, they expire this Friday. I don't care. I want it to keep going up, okay? You know, because I'm going to make my money. And I'm protected to the downside because look. I sold that 235. Now you got to. I own the stock right here. Okay, it's a total disaster if we start going below 200. I mean, it's a disaster. Okay. Anyway, so let's not even talk about that situation. Anyway, so here we go. 235. Right. I sold them right here. Trade at 613. So basically, 235 minus. Let's just round it off to 6. I'm protected to 220. I'm protected to $229. I mean, it can get that low and I'm okay. Trade's okay. I got the money already. I got the money, right? So if it runs, let it run. I got the money. You know, if it comes down, I got the money, right? So that's why I like doing these trades. And so I look at the 229. I'm like, you know what? There's no way this is going below 229. This is what at least I'm thinking. Now, sure it can. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it can, man. So if this goes below 229, it starts to get ugly. I'm protected there. And the 232.50, if you minus 232.50 minus that 640, that's what I sold it for. 232.5 minus 6.4, I'm protected to 226 on that one, right? So it could go down there and I'm going to be all right. It's going to start to show losses in the beginning, but come Friday when these options expire worthless, good, I got the money. You know what I mean? And then I'll immediately sell another one that expires next Friday, right at those protection points, the 226 and the, what was that other one? What did I say? 228, 229, right? Right around there. All right, so that's the plan. That's the plan. All right, so anyway, this has been working out for me. I've been doing it in Nvda. Now I decided to do it on CrowdStrike. All right, so and then also I got an iron condor here, right? I sold the 200, the 190, the 260, and the 270. Yeah, I can't remember what I sold those for, but I'm sure there's good premium on there as well. But overall, the CrowdStrike trade, the data 80, I like that. And then look at the video. Oh my gosh, I got a lot going on here. Look at all those positions. Look at all these positions. You look at all these positions and then you come look at the delta. Look at it's a neutral trade. The whole thing is delta neutral because every dollar this goes up, mines will move up or down. Mines will move like 20 cents. Okay, so that's what it's trading. And look at the data here, $66 a day. Of course, every day, like, you know, tomorrow won't be 66. It might be like 80 cents, 86 or something, right? It's going to keep going up as as you start to lose days. So that's the good thing, right? So $66 there and $80 there, 140. When the market opens tomorrow, I'm getting 108, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm getting $140 for the most part, right? Just from holding these things. That's the great thing about selling options. This is what I do. This is what I try to teach on the channel right here. We got to sell these things. Don't buy them, sell them. Sell them. It's slow money. I get it. It's not fast. Not an AMC. It's not the GME. You're not going to make that money like that. You're going to make it like. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. And then I got the Peloton. Iron Condor, right? I talk about Peloton from time to time. I'm selling the 90s, bought the 85s for protection on the puts, and then the calls, I'm selling the 140s and bought the 145. Now, the Peloton, I know that. I did that for 86 cents, right? So I'm going to try to get out of 43 cents, about half, collect that money. So that'll be $430. Look at the, it's delta neutral. It moves $1. I'm down 3 cents, 0.03, right? But look at the data, $24 a day. I'm going to be collecting on that for the most part, right? So it doesn't matter. Peloton could kind of come out the whole shitty tomorrow. I'll be down in the position because I got a positive delta. but just a little bit. But you know what? This is going to even it out, that 24th on the theta. So it's just a little complicated. If this is your first time kind of getting it, I get it. It's complicated. It's slow, but this is just stuff that you got to learn, right? This is what makes you. It just works. It really does. It just works. Now sometimes the trades go wrong, but the odds are already in my favor. The odds are in my favor of it all working out. All right, so in the Qs, what's going on down here with the Qs? Okay, yeah, I got a call spread. I sold this, I think, last week. Sold the 358 and bought the 362s for protection. This one should be good. The Delta, it kind of got me a little to. I probably should have got out the position, but it's a 15 Delta. It's basically I still got an 85% chance of this thing going my way, right? So I like that. Look at the data there, 12. Okay, so if the market's starting to rip tomorrow, yeah, I'll be losing on this one. 6 cents for every dollar. That's what the Delta is like, but it's way out of the money there, and it's 25 days out. So as long as the Qs just don't start ripping in my face, this one will be okay. Probably should have took it off this morning since the rally, but I was like, there's no way. It's at 344 now. I'm like, man, there's no way the Qs are just gonna jump up to 358. Because I'm gonna be out in a few more days, right? These got 25 days left, but I just want half the profits, right? So I should be out in, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 days, right? So hopefully in that time, this thing is not threatening 358, because then we got a problem. Then I got to start going, But anyway, that's the stocks. That's what I do. That's just this account, by the way. I trade four accounts, right? So this just this account right here. And for the most part, I got a lot of the same trades because I come up with an idea, and I got a lot of the same trades on the other accounts as well. But it's a little different. Some are more risky. That's why, and then some I'm not as risky. I'm really safe. I'm like way out of the money on these things. And these sometimes I'm a little close. I'm a little more aggressive. Like this CrowdStrike trade by selling buying those 3 next week, the ones that expire next week, the 3 200s. And then selling the active money, that's risky. That's higher. That's a high risk, high profit though. High profit. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a little glimpse on some of the positions in this portfolio. If you go back in the videos, you'll see my other portfolio that I traded in. You can see more safe, longer term type positions, right? These were all 45 days, 30 days, 25 days, right? So I have different, more safer positions on those portfolios. And that's actually my bigger portfolio. This one is not that big. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hey, we talked about letter X. We talked about Cleveland Cliffs. We talked about CrowdStrike, Nvda, Peloton, and the Qs, all traded on my portfolio other than the steel stocks. I like the steels. I like it for a bounce here all the way back to the top of the range. And of course, I like my stocks that I'm in, and just hopefully I can get out of them before there's any serious reversal. I just want to get my profit and be done. I have all the positions, the orders set for me to take profits. Just before I did this video, one of them popped off, and I was like, yeah. And you know what I did? That was a win. I mean, that's on my other, the win came off for a positive, for profit, and I went back into the options chain and I put another position back on, and I just keep doing that from time to time. So that one will pop off again, I don't know, 10 days from now, and I get back in there and I do it again and I do it again. And the next thing you know, all these trades, you start to get more profitable. You start to have winning trades. You have winning at the winning, you know what I mean? You're not losing, you're winning, and then the P&L is growing. Everything is just all good. Just manage it. Make sure nothing gets way out of control, because I have, if CrowdStrike has a bad day tomorrow, let's say some bad news comes out, like, because that's my, you saw the Delta was 0.78. I'm looking at it now. That's almost trading. So if it goes down like $10, I'm down $780 on the position, probably even more, right? Because if it goes down like that, the volatility is increasing, and I'm short Vega, right? So that's another story there. Basically, I'm short volatility. So volatility goes up, I'm shorted. even bigger kind of loss. So we don't need any. That's why I don't like trading those. It's crazy. All right, I gotta end this video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Twitter, Instagram, Dre Trades, comments, share, all that. And I'm out of here. I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace. If you have any questions about what you saw here, hit me up. We talk about it. Peace.